I'm David Grayson. I'm one of the editors of Cranfield on Corporate Sustainability, and I'm interviewing Professor Lynette Ryals, who is the lead editor of 2 chapters about sustainability and marketing. Lynette, how is sustainability changing the way that we think about marketing?
I think there's quite a profound change going on at the moment. I think in the past, if you'd asked me that question maybe 5 years ago, certainly 10 years ago, I would have described marketing as being all about building a value proposition and facilitating the sale. I think increasingly now we're seeing more focus on marketing as being about helping companies and consumers make more ethical decisions and make more sustainable decisions, and providing them with the information and the choices that help them to do that.
And what is that meaning in terms of the way that companies practice marketing?
I think that what we're seeing more of now is companies who are encouraging their consumers to make certain choices, and certainly labelling food and clothing. I think also offering them options about end of life. So we're seeing options to bring your clothes back to Marks and Spencer and get a gift voucher, for example. So some of those things about reuse and recycling are increasingly part of the marketing debate. And I think this is very important because it's no good just putting the triangular logo on something unless we can educate consumers about what they have to do with the product, how to use it during its life and at the end of its life. Then all of that is going to fall down, because at the end of the day it must be the user or the consumer of the product who makes those choices and takes those actions.
So that's more transparency, more information, more choice editing?
I think that's right. I think it's more transparency to the consumer, and exactly as you say, more choices and more clarity about the overall supply chain implications of those choices. Another thing that we do explore in the book is also the role of marketing in feeding some of that back into the company. So marketing is very much a conduit for companies to learn about the way that consumer and customer preferences are changing. And I think very much, therefore, part of the remit of marketing is increasingly to signal to companies that consumers are looking for more sustainable choices.
And given those changes that you see taking place, how is that changing the way that we teach about marketing at Cranfield?
Increasingly, we put sustainability and ethics issues into our marketing teaching, and in fact it comes in pretty much in every session that we will look at some of those examples. The other thing that we're doing is using more case studies of companies who have successfully done this kind of, or made this kind of move. And I think there are a couple of nice examples. Certainly one of them I'll mention now is Rolls-Royce. Now that is a nice business-to-business example of a company that uses its information about aircraft engines and its sensor technology and its monitoring of engines in flight to look at fuel consumption. And how have they used that information? They've used it to create a new role, which is their flight operations advisor, and that person goes and advises pilots how to fly more fuel economically. Now, why I think that's interesting is because that's an example of switching from a marketing position that says we sell aircraft engines to a marketing position of we work more closely with our customers to make sure that they get the best out of our product and indeed to reduce their costs.
Lynette, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.